Hello, science explorers, and welcome back to our channel. Your eye color is not just about aesthetics, it is actually a vital survival tool your ancestors used to conquer the planet. While over 70% of humans have brown eyes, the other 30% carry genetic mutations that tell an incredible story of adaptation. If you want to celebrate your biological history, please comment the word healthy below right now as we explore what your eyes really mean. Brown eyes represent the ultimate biological shield provided by nature for the human species. This deep and rich color comes from a substance known as melanin, which is a pigment so powerful it can absorb up to 90% of light entering your eye. Research conducted at the University of Copenhagen confirms that this melanin does not just provide a simple aesthetic color, but instead functions as a natural sunscreen built directly into your iris. For early humans who were crossing the vast African savanna under brutal ultraviolet radiation, this was not merely a cosmetic choice, but a necessity for survival. Melanin works by absorbing harmful ultraviolet radiation before it can reach and damage the delicate DNA in your eye cells. Beyond basic protection, brown eyes actually perform better in environments with intense and bright light, because the high concentration of melanin absorbs light rather than allowing it to scatter inside the eye. Brown-eyed people often experience significantly less glare. This biological efficiency allows for the maintenance of much clearer vision even in the most intense daylight conditions. This functional advantage is precisely why brown eyes remain the dominant trait in populations situated closer to the equator. While they often appear rich and uniform in most settings, they rarely shift their tone in a dramatic way. However, if you catch them in soft candlelight or the low rays of a setting sun, you might notice something different. You may see golden or amber flashes dancing across the surface as scattered light plays across the outer iris layers. This beautiful visual effect is not an actual change in pigmentation, but rather a display of physics revealing the complex layered structure of your eye. It is important to note that while melanin provides incredible protection, it does not replace the need for professional eye care and regular examinations. Always consult with a licensed ophthalmologist for any concerns regarding your vision or the health of your internal eye structures. Maintaining eye health is a vital part of your overall well-being and should be handled by medical professionals. Science shows us that our ancestors evolved these traits over millions of years to ensure our species could thrive. This evolutionary journey of the brown eye is a testament to the resilience of human biology in harsh climates. By absorbing nearly all incoming light, the eye prevents internal reflections that could blur the visual image on the retina. This creates a high-contrast view of the world, which was essential for hunting and gathering in sun-drenched environments. Modern science continues to study how these pigments interact with different wavelengths of light to protect our sensory organs. Understanding the role of melanin helps us appreciate the intricate ways our bodies have adapted to the Earth. As we move forward, we will see how a single genetic change opened up an entirely new spectrum of color. Transitioning from the protective darkness of brown, we find the striking and mysterious mutation of blue eyes. Every single person with blue eyes on this planet today descends from one specific ancestor who lived between 6,000 and 10,000 years ago. Research published in the field of human genetics has successfully traced this back to a single genetic mutation in the HERK2 gene. This mutation effectively functioned as a biological switch that turned off the production of brown eye pigment in the human iris. Before this specific event occurred in history, every human being on Earth possessed brown eyes without any exception. It is a common misconception that blue eyes contain blue pigment, because in reality, there is no blue pigment present. Instead, your eyes contain almost no melanin, which allows shorter blue wavelengths of light to scatter back out. This is known as a structural trick, and it is the same scattering effect that makes the sky appear blue to us. Because this color is a result of light physics rather than pigment, it can shift from icy bright to soft gray. Scientists discovered that this mutation likely occurred during the Neolithic expansion as humans migrated toward northern Europe. This migration brought our ancestors into environments with much lower light levels than the African savannas they left behind. The rapid spread of this trait from 0 to nearly 95% in some regions remains a scientific mystery. One prominent theory suggests that blue eyes provided a significant advantage in these low-light environments of the north. With minimal melanin blocking the entry of light, more photons are allowed to reach the retina for processing. This could have potentially enhanced vision during the long and dim winters that characterize the high northern latitudes. Another theory involves the concept of sexual selection, where the rarity of blue eyes made them highly attractive to mates. Recent DNA analysis of ancient remains has even shown that some early Europeans had blue eyes paired with dark skin. This evidence proves that light eyes evolved long before the adaptation of light skin occurred in the human lineage. If you find this information about your genetic history fascinating, please comment the number 1 below so we know to make more content like this for you. Beyond the common shades of brown and blue, we enter the realm of the exceptionally rare, where we encounter gray eyes. Gray eyes are found in less than 3% of the global population, and they contain even less melanin than their blue counterparts. This creates a diffuse light scattering effect across multiple wavelengths, which gives them that distinctive and mysterious steel-like appearance. Scientists believe that gray eyes likely evolved as an extreme adaptation for low light sensitivity in regions like Northern Europe. The broad wavelength dispersion makes gray eyes appear neutral and stable in tone, but they are often harder to read emotionally. While gray eyes are a marvel of adaptation, they also come with specific biological trade-offs that require careful attention. People with gray eyes face a much higher vulnerability to ultraviolet radiation similar to those with blue eyes. This lack of protective pigment means that being vigilant about sun protection is a crucial health practice for these individuals. It is highly recommended to use high-quality sunglasses that provide full protection against both UVA and UVB rays. Consulting with an eye health professional can provide personalized strategies for protecting your vision over a long lifetime. Remember that these genetic traits are adaptations to specific environments and may not be ideal for all modern conditions. Science helps us understand these vulnerabilities so we can take better care of the incredible gifts nature has given us. Even rarer than gray are green eyes, which are possessed by only 2% of the entire global population. Creating this rare color requires a precise genetic cocktail involving at least 16 different genes working in perfect balance. Green eyes sit in a narrow sweet spot containing moderate melanin levels, plus a unique yellow pigment called lipochrome. When light hits this specific combination, it creates the distinctive green hue that has fascinated humans for centuries. These eyes are known for being chemically unstable and highly sensitive to changes in the surrounding environment. They can appear mossy in the shadow or golden green in bright light, depending on the specific conditions. Throughout history, this dynamic quality has made green eyes a focal point of folklore and legend in many cultures. In medieval Europe, they were sometimes associated with supernatural abilities, while Greek mythology linked them to special powers. From an evolutionary standpoint, they may have provided flexibility in temperate climates with highly variable lighting conditions. Their moderate melanin levels offer some protection from the sun, while still allowing for enhanced light sensitivity in forests. Genetically, they are most common in people of Celtic and Germanic ancestry, but can appear in any global population. The rarity of green eyes makes them one of the most sought-after and celebrated traits in human genetics today. Hazel eyes are known as the ultimate chameleons of the human world because they genuinely change appearance based on surroundings. This is not an optical illusion, but a physical phenomenon driven by intermediate melanin levels and traces of lipochrome. One moment they may appear green, and the next they might look golden or even a deep shade of brown. This color-shifting ability reflects an evolutionary advantage of versatility for individuals living in highly mixed environments. They offer moderate protection from ultraviolet radiation while maintaining a reasonable level of sensitivity to available light. About 5% of people have hazel eyes, with higher concentrations found in those of European and Middle Eastern descent. The unpredictability of hazel eyes is what makes them particularly interesting to both scientists and the general public alike. Two people with hazel eyes can have completely different distributions of color within their specific irises. One might have more green with brown spots, while another possesses more brown with green rings. This variation has made hazel eyes seem mysterious and emotionally expressive throughout the history of human interaction. They bridge the gap between light and dark eyes with one of the most dynamic appearances in our population. Understanding hazel eyes requires looking at the complex interplay of multiple genes and environmental factors. They remind us that human traits often exist on a beautiful and continuous spectrum rather than in fixed categories. Amber eyes are so rare that they are often mistaken for light brown or hazel, but they are distinctly different. Found in less than 5% of people, they contain high levels of lipochrome with very little melanin. This results in a solid golden copper or honey-colored iris that does not change with lighting conditions. Unlike hazel eyes, which shift amber stays richly golden under almost all types of environmental light. This stable coloration is also very common in predatory animals such as wolves, owls, and eagles. Some researchers suggest that humans subconsciously associate this color with traits like alertness and confidence. From an evolutionary perspective, amber eyes likely evolved as a visual signal rather than a functional light adaptation. Their striking appearance may have been selected through mate preference over many generations of human development. Genetically, they are most often found in individuals of Southern European, Asian, or South American descent. They represent a unique branch of the human story, where pigment and light create a truly commanding presence. As we explore these rare colors, we see the incredible diversity that a few genetic tweaks can produce. Each shade is a testament to the random yet beautiful nature of the genetic lottery we all participate in. True black eyes do not actually exist in the human population, although some eyes may appear that way. What appears as black is actually an extreme concentration of dark brown melanin that is incredibly dense. This saturation makes them the most effective at absorbing light and offering maximum protection from ultraviolet radiation. In equatorial regions where sun exposure is constant and intense, these eyes provide a clear biological advantage. Research confirms that darker eyes filter harsh light more effectively and stay visually stable in all conditions. Unlike lighter eyes that scatter or reflect light, these deep eyes absorb nearly everything that enters the pupil. This high level of absorption minimizes eye strain and may significantly lower the risk of certain eye conditions. While often overlooked as a distinct category, they are common in populations from Africa and South Asia. Culturally, they have been linked to themes of mystery and strength due to their deep and powerful appearance. The dense melanin makes it harder to see changes in pupil dilation, which some interpret as a sign of mystery. Finally, we must mention heterochromia, which is the condition where someone has two differently colored eyes. It affects less than 1% of the population, making it one of the rarest visual traits in existence. Heterochromia occurs when the symmetry of melanin distribution is disrupted during the early stages of human development. This can be caused by minor genetic mutations or localized changes in the body as it grows. Historically, these eyes have been seen as signs of duality or divine favor in various human cultures. They break the visual symmetry we subconsciously expect, which creates a sense of wonder and fascination. Your eye color carries the entire story of your ancestors and the environments they successfully conquered. From the melanin-rich brown eyes of the savanna to the blue-eyed mutations of the Ice Age, each color represents a unique chapter in the long and complex history of human evolution and migration. Next time you look in the mirror, remember that you are seeing thousands of years of survival. You are the result of an incredible genetic lottery that has made you exactly who you are today. Your eyes are a bridge between the ancient past and the present moment of your life. Celebrate your unique heritage and the biological tools that have allowed your lineage to thrive on this planet. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the science of your soul.